Hello everybody, welcome back to another special episode of ABS. You're watching MinaTV. Hi everybody.
Hello.
What's up, Charlie?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing very well.
Awesome. So we're gonna just dig in right into this episode. We're gonna start off a little bit serious today.
Okay.
Timani, what's going on?
There's fire on the mountain.
Wait, what do you mean fire on the mountain?
I heard what I've never heard before. What we hear in the movies. The UN withdrew all their staffs from Malawi
Okay.
with the excuse that there's a news of vampire scare.
I saw that, and at first I laughed. I saw that.
Those people are not serious.
I saw that.
What do they mean?
I saw that.
So wait, the whole country is shocked, right now because vampire is like.
No, it's not really.
But it's apparently not the first time, right? Apparently.
Yeah, they said it happened in 2002. They had a vampire scare, an issue like that. So the hunters now, they're hunting the vampires, and they said they've killed 5 vampires so far.
Do we have any? do we have any picture of what they look like?
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to see because I don't believe that.
Maybe it's just some people that live out in the woods and they eat everything. You know, when people live in the woods.
Like cannibals?
Yeah, like when there are people that when they live in the, like they eat everything. They eat anything, like monkey, squirrel, snake. They eat whatever.
Well, how do
But
they
the
survive?
vampires, wait. I'm just so confused. So the UN, the United Nations,
Yes, sir.
withdrew their staff because there was a vampire scare.
That's
in
what
Malawi.
they said. And people are like, are you guys serious? Like,
I don't
seriously?
understand.
They withdrew their staffs? Is it an excuse or what? It doesn't even make sense.
Well, I could believe it to an extent, just an extent because.
That what?
Wait, hold on. Don't attack me. You remember there was this whole bath salt thing that people were taking it
Yeah.
or smoking,
They were
and
becoming
it was
zombies.
they were becoming zombies
That's
and
true,
eating
too.
their friends and
Where?
stuff like.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
happened
gosh,
here.
in
Even
Australia.
Florida and everything.
Yes,
yeah,
they were
it was a
eating their
drug.
friends.
What year?
Oh, recently. And they were eating people. But that's what I'm saying is that
So,
it's possible that
probably,
it's some
yeah.
people that are just eating people.
I just want them to not call it a vampire.
Vampires. That's
Exactly,
the
because
problem.
the funny thing is, okay, we watch movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vampires have a very different characteristic, right? They are awake in the night, they
They're
don't
dead.
come out in the sun, they suck blood, so they fly, right? These people, I think they're probably watching too much movies. But they don't believe those things here. How come they believe it in Africa?
Exactly. The UN would never withdrew. The UN would never withdraw anything from the United
From
States.
the United
saying,
States.
Vampire vigilantes.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
So what would you think their
Honestly, I think maybe they're running out of funding and they just want to get up out of that country. So they're like, oh, vampires have come and they've attacked us.
Yes.
So it's
That's
time to go.
possible. That's possible as well.
That's what I think, too.
But listen. Back in the days, the witches and the wizards, they eat human beings as well. So why didn't this scare happen when our great forefathers were eating people and stuff
But
like that?
bro, you said that it happened a couple years ago.
Yeah,
No,
they said-
in the same Malawi, in
Yeah,
2002,
this is not the first time.
there was a similar situation of this vampire scare. The same story. So maybe
But they need to, if the whole
It's
UN
possible.
is pulling out their troops because of this and their workers, they need to give us more proof. We need to see
Yes.
pictures of the killed
Videos.
vampires.
Yes.
We need to see the hurt people, the injured people. We need to see, because from what I know, vampires catch you on your neck and then they suck the blood out of you, right?
skipping.
I think I agree with what you said. It could be like a propaganda.
Exactly.
They're using it as to instill fear
excuse.
in these people.
Exactly.
And to just
That's
manipulate
exactly
them.
what it is.
Yeah, that's what I go for. And for this to make an international news and everybody's looking at
What's
Malawi like,
happening?
what is going on there?
It's because the UN is involved now. You understand?
But you see, that's the whole thing. Like, one of the reasons why, again, like, if you listen to someone like Young Paris, he talks about these things in his music.
Not Young Paris again.
No,
Please,
you
not
have
Young
to
Paris
listen to
again.
him. But before you say that, you
I
have to
have
listen
to?
to him.
He talks
Yeah,
about
you have to.
vampires?
No, he talks about how they steal the African culture, how they don't give us the rights, how, like, it's the same thing, like, all this Ebola, there's Ebola in Africa, there's this in Africa, like, there's always something, like, it's
Negative.
But people have said that.
you
Young
know?
Paris, why I have to
Why
listen
you
to
rich?
Young
should've been
Paris?
with
He
Fella.
talks about it in his rap. Okay, I don't want to say I'm not a big Fella fan, but I don't sit at home and listen to Fela Kuti's music.
What?
I don't
No, I don't
I'm not
either.
saying it in a negative
Child,
way.
I don't.
Oh,
I
okay,
do
I'm
respect
sorry.
him, but I'm just saying
No
that I
vex.
don't. He's not on my playlist. He's
No
not on my
vex,
Young
no vex.
Paris. Is on my daily playlist,
No
so
vex, no vex.
I could talk about
so
it.
he's on your playlist, but
I'm
you
sorry,
couldn't
bro.
mention 3 music of his.
I do know
the,
the
last,
music.
the last episode. You guys can go and watch it.
I did mention.
No,
Fela
you
Kuti.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
Run the
Charlie, I
tape back.
talked
Run
about-
it back. Run it back. You did.
I talked about
You
the
did.
song
He asked me, see what Savage best
Yes,
me. Yes, I
No,
did.
no, no, no.
That worked to my
You
son, I
mentioned,
did.
Hold on.
you mentioned his collaborations.
You did
Yeah.
not
You
mention
mentioned
the
his
songs.
music. Like, okay, track one. At least I know Fuck Up the Place.
Do you think that the U.S. or the UN is scared of the vampires or the vigilantes? Because you said there was vampire hunters.
I think it's a propaganda.
I just don't understand. I need some. Why don't we see any bodies? Why don't we see
Exactly.
any photos? Why did the UN actually use this as a legitimate excuse? It's like really confusing and strange, and I think it's very interesting that they chose to do this in Africa. I've
Right.
never seen this done in China. I've never seen this
Australia.
done in Australia or Europe or anywhere in the United States. Like they usually just cite funding, but in Africa, instead of funding, there's vampires, so we gotta
Vampire
go.
scare.
What's happening?
The picture looks so dramatic with the car,
But the-
and it's like
a
5
movie.
people died, and it's like da, 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 da. Let's go save these people.
It reminds me of Jurassic Park. It looks just like Jurassic Park.
Yes!
I wonder if they got that picture from the movie Jurassic
Right.
Park. Because they're not giving us enough evidence. They're not
Evidence.
giving us enough
Ridiculous.
proof. And again, I think that it goes back to the whole propaganda thing and for whatever reason why they don't want people to visit Malawi or whatever that is.
It could be.
It could be.
It could
But
be.
if this is like for real,
It's
and
not.
5 people. No, but listen.
Vampires don't exist. That's like number one. Let's get this straight.
But
like
can you
they
guys,
don't
have you guys ever
exist.
Googled it or read it on the encyclopedias
The
and try to find out
vampires.
about them? And they say they originated from bats. It's a myth. It's a myth.
Oh, no.
Vampires do
I
not
watched a
exist.
That's what I say, it's
documentary
a
where
myth.
I watched a documentary where people live vampire-ish
I
lives.
saw that too.
Yes,
Weirdos.
they live that life. They
Yeah.
drink the blood.
They drink the blood.
They
It's like a
believe-
cult. But they don't
Yeah.
fly. Those people don't fly.
But
they
they're
just
not
paint,
real.
they just paint
But they're not
themselves
real.
stupidly.
Like
Fly.
the whole vampire thing, as you're saying, is a myth.
They don't
It doesn't
fly.
exist. It's not real.
Why is he saying
But
they
there
don't
are
fly?
Why
people-
you keep saying they don't fly? You don't have to
Because
fly.
in the movies,
No,
vampires
in the movies,
fly.
vampires fly.
What's the name of
Me,
this
I
movie?
like watching it. I like to see
Yeah.
them. I
Like
want to
that
fly.
movie about
Me, I want to fly.
the hell. I think it's called Angels. I watched it on a flight about
Angels
the
and
good
demons.
vampires and the bad
bad
vampires,
vampires,
and they were
yeah.
like all in the school.
Yeah.
You
There's
know, they were
Twilight.
flying. They
Vampire
were flying in
Academy.
that. Yeah, maybe that. I
How
don't
could
even
they
know what it
move
was called. I
fast?
have the worst
No, they
Fast.
fly, oh. They
They
It just
fly.
fly.
depends on what movie you're watching.
They
fly.
fly.
But
Have you
it
seen
goes
Twilight?
back that vampires do not exist. So for the UN to even come up with this is just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's as ridiculous as our president Trump.
Listen,
It's
Malawi,
the
my
same
people.
type of ridiculousness. Listen, did you like that guy is just I love him though. I love him, but
You
he
do?
is how could you not love him? He
I
is so
don't.
entertaining.
Wait, love as in capital LOVE, or is
Yeah.
this
Love as in he's
Internet
entertaining. Like
LUV.
LUV?
like
The only thing I
it's
admire is his
entertaining.
confidence.
But that's what I mean.
I
It's
admire his
like when he
confidence.
gets
Apart
up
from
there.
that, nothing.
Kind of like how the UN is straight up lying to us right now. Like when Trump tweets or gets on the stage and he's straight up lying, or like the other day he said that the president of the Virgin Islands, dude, you are the president of the Virgin Islands. Like how could you not love that? How could you not laugh?
Listen, back to Malawi and this vampire. So I hope these vampire hunters hunts these vampires down if indeed there are vampires going on. And if not, my people in Malawi stay strong, and I hope everything is okay. I cannot.
Don't
Don't
go
come
out
out
at
at
night.
night.
I cannot. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, guys. So when I saw this article, so first, this was from Bella Niger. So according to Bella Niger, there was an article in there that states that Nigeria has more than 10.5 million children out of school.
Wow.
Let that sink in, guys. 10.5 million children out of school.
That's a lot.
When I saw that, I was like, wait. So I clicked on the article and I read it. And some of the reasons were basically, they were saying that the parents themselves didn't go to school, so they don't find the benefits of their children going to school as well. And also because the fees, it's expensive to take your kids to school. So what do you guys think about this?
Well,
The number, first of all.
the number is really quite enormous. But the thing is, remember when we were talking about the Ghana free school? The reason that I loved it, I was thinking about Nigeria. I didn't know that 10.5 million children were out of school, but I did know it was a significant number because it's expensive. Some areas, like if you send your child to public school, the teachers are on strike so much that they have to send them like 9 months out of the year. Your child's not learning anything. And then on top of that, like, it's expensive to send children, so they don't send as many like female children as if they have to come down to it. If it's you have 3 children and 2 of them are boys, they're going to push the boys to go to school.
Yes.
And so that's why I don't know. Nigeria needs to revamp its education completely.
And they did say the majority of that number were girls.
Of course,
were girls as well.
And I know that a lot of Nigerians also come to school in Ghana. Like I meet them all the time because of, as you said, for safety reasons. That especially when the kids are in boarding school and they reach the boarding school age, a lot of parents in Nigeria don't find it safe for their kind of like what happened with the girls.
Yeah,
the girls
they were
got
kidnapped from
abducted.
school.
Exactly.
And
so it's really bad. They need to fix it ASAP.
Well, I think this, first of all, the number is high because that's about a quarter of South Africa's population. South Africa has about 40 million people. Nigeria has about 200 million people.
Yeah,
and 10.5 million is a lot.
It's a lot.
But this thing is mostly centered around regions. Like if you check that stats very properly, you see that it's mostly the kids in the northern part of the country. I don't know why. I don't know what it has to do with their culture. I don't know what their problem is, but a lot of them don't send their female kids to school.
Yeah.
I think it might have something to do with what Charlie was saying too, that the parents themselves are not educated.
Yeah.
So if the parents themselves
there.
are not that educated, then they might not find that much value
For
in the education.
And you know the crazy thing also, I was reading an article a couple of weeks back and it was talking about that in the north of Nigeria, their education, I think it compared it to, they are behind the rest of Nigeria by 900 years. Like as in, first of all, the education system in Nigeria is actually not the greatest because they don't pay the teachers very well, so they're always on strike. And then the kids are not even getting the best education, and then it extends their time anyway. But the fact that the North is not even in the same realm as the rest of the country, I remember thinking that was ridiculous. First of all, I thought that number was crazy, so I'm gonna double check that number. But I remember it was like significant, like they're behind. So imagine, so that's why the female children are held back because the parents still have them. You have to cook and clean, and you have to marry, and that's how you're gonna get ahead, and that's how you're gonna be protected.
The women, they don't even, in most of the Muslim culture, and they don't even go to the mosque. They just stay at home. And do you know that for a fact the agenda behind Boko Haram is saying no to Western education?
That is actually what Boko Haram says.
So you can imagine.
So that's why he kidnapped the girls.
They kidnap the girls. That's the agenda of Boko Haram. Say no to Western education. Like they are against Western education.
And that's why they're so prevalent in the North because they're preying on a more ignorant population. So people are angry, they're poor, they're uneducated, and so Boko Haram is thriving there.
But what are they scared of? Like, what are they scared of?
They said the Western people are coming to teach them their culture and make them lose their origin and forget about their own culture, and they don't want it.
They don't want it.
As in, they're actually chasing the Western education away from the North. There was even a time they were trying to bring the Sharia law into the whole country. You know what the Sharia law is?
No, but I know what that movement was.
The Sharia Sharia law is the guys will never mix with the girls in every public and private place, even in schools. They have sitting pattern. Like if you go to school in the North, then in some states that practice Sharia, the guys will sit on the right side, the girls will sit on the left side. You don't sit together.
Well, I've seen.
You don't even come close to each other.
Things like that, but it's not like a law.
It's called Sharia. You understand? As in the matter is serious. Like they were trying to champion it that time some years back. They were trying to make it a part of the country, but you know now it can't happen. Nigeria is too big for that.
I wonder because I read this somewhere. I hope this is the right country. Isn't it Nigeria that a bunch of teachers have been like fired because they couldn't pass a 4th grade level test?
Oh my
This
goodness.
is online.
Whoa.
I believe I saw this
know.
online. I saw this on. It's either Nigeria or Liberia, but I'm like 90% sure. I mean, someone can check it.
Somebody
that
has
it was,
to teach this kid.
And one of the blogs had like a sample of the test, and some of the questions were just shapes, like a triangle, and like name the shape, and they didn't know that.
I don't know if it's
That's
Nigeria.
crazy.
I don't know
so
about that.
What is Nigeria actually doing to solve this
check it out.
issue of these children not being out of school? Because I remember when I was a kid, there was a whole campaign on TV and everywhere saying that we should take girls especially to school. There was a song about it. Send your girl child to school. It was a thing where and then it helped. Yes, it actually helped. A lot of girls ended up going to school. Like even in my class there was more girls than guys in school. So I think they need to do some sort of campaign.
UNICEF has put their hands on the matter now. Like they've been championing that for now. They call it education for the girl child.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
And,
they're promoting now.
I don't know if this is specifically for Nigeria, but I know someone like Oprah, Michelle Obama, and Rihanna. They all have foundations in Africa. I think Rihanna's is in Malawi.
Yeah.
Oprah's is in
Malawi.
South Africa. I'm not sure where Michelle Obama's is. Maybe it's Nigeria. I'm not sure. And its emphasis is basically to encourage the girl child to
education.
go to school. Yeah, but
Listen,
see, I was right.
I understand when some of the parents send these little girls to the street to sell.
You understand?
Listen, yes, because
Like this.
yes, because listen, I understand because they are poor, they need money. Somebody has to bring something on, so they go to work and their kids also do that. I understand, but I feel like there has to be some kind of rule or law in Nigeria where like everybody has to go to school.
Yeah.
I don't mean like higher education, like college or anything like
Just
that, but like the basic. I feel like everybody needs
At
to
least
do
to
that.
like high school, right? Yeah.
Yes.
At least to
That
high
will
school,
help.
kind of like what Ghana's doing now, where they've given free. It might not be
education.
the best. It might
But
not be.
it keeps them
you
off
know,
the street.
Yes, that as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I was right. In Kaduna, this is according to BBC.com. In Kaduna, the teachers failed of Kaduna. I'm sorry, in Kaduna, teachers failed a 4th grade level primary test. Yeah, a bunch of teachers were fired. Yeah, 25,000
what year?
teachers.
When did this happen?
75% of them couldn't fail. This just happened. This was in the news last week.
Just for the records, Kaduna is in the northern part of the country.
Okay, see, so you were right. That's what I'm saying is that, so it really, but then weren't we also talking about the northern, what's going on in Nigeria with the northern and the,
Yeah.
so maybe they do need to separate.
No,
and have their own
I think
fun,
it's
you know?
rooted in poverty.
don't
Like,
preach down here.
I don't think we should separate. I think it's
Separation
rooted in
comes with war.
Yeah.
It comes with debt.
We can't have that.
Not
A
all
lot
the
of people
time.
will
It
die.
has
No,
helped-
no.
No, not all the time.
You know, South Sudan is the youngest country in the entire world, and they're still fighting Sudan for years.
For
That
years.
war will never end until South Sudan is absorbed again by Sudan. Like every country that has ever separated has been bloody
Yeah, like
war.
North Korea and South Korea.
People will die.
Yeah, you have to die. You're
People-
trying to separate a
people will
country.
Well,
die.
if not that,
Syria,
but
see what's happening
isn't
in
the
Syria.
president of Nigeria a northerner?
Yeah.
What is,
no.
so what is he doing about it?
He's putting
out
money
of
into the north.
country.
He's a
so
travel
crazy.
blogger. Who knows?
It's so crazy to hear stories like this because according to the article, Nigeria is one of the richest countries in
African
Africa.
countries.
And
Yeah.
populous.
We used to
So
have,
it's
we used to
like,
have the
what is
highest
going on
GDP.
And do you know that number is probably inaccurate? That number is probably higher because
Yeah, it's
only
growing.
40% of births are actually recorded and 10% of death. So that number, currently, the 2017 number for Nigeria is 191 million people. That number is most likely
And growing
incorrect.
too, yes.
That number is probably more like 250 million because only 40% of births are recorded and 10% of deaths.
And they said by 2050 it will be, I think it's China, India, and then Nigeria would be third
Most populated country.
most populated country in the entire world.
They need to get these kids off the street
Yeah, I
and
know,
something needs to
sad.
happen. It's
We
sad.
need, what's the president's names?
Buhari.
Muhammadu Buhari.
And
We
please,
need
not a
Buhari.
blogger, not
He
not
is a
travel-
blogger, but
he's
we
a
need him to
travel
take a
actor.
break. We need him
He's
to
a
take a
tourist.
break and go on tourist. This
The
is
guy is everywhere.
Well, you guys have the power. If you don't want him, change him. All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic. What is going on, guys?
so. You guys know it was my birthday the other day, and
Did
we?
Yes,
I
we
saw all
did.
the snaps and everything.
You
Fabulous
should have been
dress.
there. It was amazing. T Money came.
I was
It
there in spirit.
Oh, right.
It was
So everyone was taking me out to dinner, of course. So I have a group of Caucasian friends, about 4 of them, and they took me to dinner. One is an entrepreneur, one is a dentist, and I forgot what the other one. I think he's in like construction or
Stripper.
something. But they're all Caucasian, right? So they're all Caucasian
Okay.
and they're all like 35 and up. So as we're talking, like every time we meet, I love meeting with these people because they're so, and they enlighten me. They're so intelligent. So we're at dinner and they start talking about Africa and they're like, yes, have you seen what's going on in Nigeria? In Liberia?
should leave
I'm
Nigeria
like, what's
alone for
going
now."
on in Liberia? And they're like, they're having elections. You didn't know? I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
had no idea they were having elections. And then Doc says to me, they have 20 people running for president in Nigeria. I mean, in Liberia.
So you're saying in Liberia
Sure.
right now there are 20 people running for president?
Running for president.
Okay.
Which I thought, first of all, I'm like, well, oh my God, like I've never heard of this. Like 20 different people.
It's good.
That was
break
like
it down
the
to the
final
most
number.
popular two.
Yeah, they broke it
Usually, if it's a democracy, like they usually have like the 2 popular ones. Now,
Not-
but
not
the thing
20
is,
people running.
there are always more than 20 political
here,
parties
there's
in
always-
Yes,
every
yes, I know.
country.
Yeah.
But what happens is when the most powerful ones now go
Break
up,
the trend,
other ones either join those
in,
parties
yes.
with their own followers
Yeah, yeah.
and make
No.
them 2 or 3 or 4.
In this case, there were actually 20
20.
candidates, and you could have
Oh,
voted.
that's why they were
for
doing election for more
20
than 5 days. The election not great finish.
And exactly, and
5
actually,
days they were still doing election. Has
I
that
thought-
ever happened?
and one of
Listen, it took Ghana 2 weeks to count the votes. Okay?
No, not just counting. They were still voting
yeah, because there were 20 candidates.
for
But
5 days. How many people are in the country? Nigeria that has 200 million people, 2 days we are done.
Exactly.
Because we know now, you know how we do it now. We just
The
wrap it
people
up,
of
wrap it
Liberia
up.
are booked and
PDP.
busy, okay?
So one
5 days.
One of the candidates that we actually talked about was Weah, who's the guy we have up right now. The only reason we talked about him was because he actually used to play soccer.
Yeah.
And he's like a big famous soccer player. He played for years. I think
George
he played
Weah.
for Arsenal and everything.
I
So
love that he came back.
So we were talking about him because one of my friends I was with at dinner actually knew him personally. So he was excited,
Oh,
like,
this
yeah,
guy,
my
you know-
friend
you
is
know big people.
My friend is gonna
know,
be
right?
No, he's just a doctor. And
No,
when
sorry
this guy
to
was
cut
in
you.
this
When next
country,
you're having a date, can you just text me?
okay, I got
Please.
you. So he's like, yeah, my friend is gonna be the president of Liberia. But so I actually went home and I looked the stuff up, and then it just so happens that he actually is currently leading. He's currently leading. They haven't. The election is over, but they haven't come in with the final number. But every website that I saw
Says that he's won.
says that
Did you-
that, but
did you
it's
hear
not
that?
confirmed.
Huh?
They did election for 5 days. That was last week.
Yeah.
And right now, I was expecting her to say, he won. She said he's leading. What are they counting?
They haven't finalized it yet. And you know what's so
Wow,
funny?
it
The
must be
most
free and fair. For the first
ironic
time.
thing
For the
about
first
this
time.
whole situation is it's supposedly their most democratic election ever.
Is it the first or the most?
Supposedly, it's supposedly like the most democratic. Supposedly,
So the
Wasn't
other
it
ones
still
have been
fighting
what? Autocratic.
until recently?
they're always
Liberia-
fighting in
Liberia-
Liberia.
They're always fighting in Liberia.
Yeah.
So are the people of Liberia, they like this guy? Is
Yes.
that what?
He's
why,
leading, right?
Why is he leading right now? Do we know why he's leading? And
I think he's leading because of the popularity. Like, as we all know, soccer is like a big thing. And it's kind of like the reason why I think Trump won.
Yes,
The same thing.
yes.
You know, just because he was more popular with the people. He's more of a celebrity. Like, we're living in a
Yeah.
different time now
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
people care more about like celebrity and
They worship
social
them.
things and money more than they care about the real political.
agenda.
I understand.
Exactly.
When it
Because
comes
I
to when it
wanted
comes,
to hear what his agenda is, but you're just talking about soccer. Doesn't want to use
What
the
is it
country
from-
to play
Because when I
football.
went online, like you don't even find anything about that.
It's just
That's why
soccer,
I'm
soccer,
even
soccer.
surprised. Like
Can you
all that
imagine?
comes up is Arsenal.
when it comes to
That's why it's very red tie.
I mean, I don't know much about politics, but I feel like when it comes to politics, popularity and familiar, when people are familiar with you,
Your face.
you get more,
Votes.
more votes and
Yeah,
people
you do.
behind you. And that's why even the Democratic Party, they sometimes use a lot of celebrities. Like Beyonce will endorse for Hillary or Obama.
Yes.
You
You
know,
know, does that stuff really work?
it does work.
does.
It does
It
work.
does.
I have never voted for anything because Beyonce told me to.
People
No,
do.
people do.
People will
People
do.
do.
For
What?
politics, for clothing, yes.
People do.
I'm
Weave,
telling
yes.
you, people
So,
do.
so what kind of happens
The
is
beehives don't play, honey.
most of the
Like
time.
I don't play. If Beyonce tells me to jump, I'm like, how high?
Hey, Wahala
Beyonce said
deal.
you tell your mother you say what gun.
What gun? AK-47?
I'm like, yes, and when? No, I'm just kidding. I love you, mother. So I really hope that Liberians are getting behind this guy because of the agenda, because of some of the
Yes.
things that he's actually going to do. Because believe you me, Liberians, if you vote for this guy because he's popular, you're going to regret it, okay?
Or because he
Trump,
played football.
because now
No?
we're regretting it.
But it's also a sad moment for me because their current president now is like the first female president in Africa, and she's not going to be president anymore. She
No,
ran for two
did,
terms.
Yeah, she did her time.
she
And
did a great
good.
job,
She
yes.
elevated them from a lot of national debts, over $4.5 billion debt. She did a lot for the country.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And please, I don't care how many days it takes, go out and vote. Don't stay home. Vote because your vote counts. All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic, guys. Ivy.
Well, this topic is a lot lighter than everything you guys are talking about.
Okay,
This
what
one
you got?
Lighter than the
What you talking
vampire.
about, Ivy?
Oh, wait, actually, no, it's not lighter than the vampire.
I always love like Ivy's topics. They're like always so interesting.
All right, let's hear
Well,
it then.
this one is hilarious. I laughed when I saw it on Linda KG. It was like this girl was posting on Twitter about she will pretend to be your girlfriend,
Okay.
and she was giving set prices. So she said that if you need a pretend girlfriend for any occasion, I'm your girl. 1,000 naira for an hour, with PDA minus kissing 20K, with kissing 35K.
Hold on a second. You gotta break this
Wow,
naira.
see the way you
I don't
explain.
understand the
She
You
naira
gotta
in the
explain the
chart.
naira
looks
to
so
dollars for me.
professional. Like,
Can you break it down into dollars so
Wait.
I can understand
How
like
many?
can I help you
how
guys?
cheap or
Yes.
expensive she
Is
is?
she
Because I don't
cheap?
understand.
Can I help you
She's
guys?
cheap?
Yes, she's cheap. That's
But
not
she
expensive.
looks good. What? Now fine girl.
Ladies, listen to me. You have to set your price up there. Don't start with the low.
That's true.
But wait, we
Set-
have to first find out how
No,
much
but
this
she's
is in
saying
dollars.
it's cheap.
No, she has a
But how
fixed
much is
price.
it in
Let me
dollars?
tell you,
Let me
and the
see.
sum total of that thing with
It's
kissing
$42.
is no. She said need a pretend girlfriend for any occasion? Question mark. Boom. I'm your girl. You know,
Okay.
15K for an hour is approximately $42.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
42.
What?
It's like
Yeah.
a date now. Okay, for example, you have a date, right, with your boss, or you want to negotiate
Okay,
something.
so there's nothing going on. No sex.
No sex
For
now.
$42.
An hour,
Eh,
though.
just to
An
go
hour.
for a
So
date.
wait, dinner
Whoa, whoa,
goes
whoa,
for
whoa,
3
whoa, whoa, whoa.
hours.
She's richer than some people now. You know how much people make in an hour?
$42 an hour.
An hour?
I'm
And she's
taking
not
my time to eat that food. I'm taking my time to order
I
that
told you
drink.
now.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to the bathroom like 10 times.
And
No,
she
we have
said-
to analyze this thing because I mean she's making sense.
And then what you have to realize is that $42 an hour is really like $150 an hour in Nigeria. Like you got it right. Am I right or am I wrong?
$42 an hour is 15,000 naira.
Yeah, but what it can do is what I'm saying. Like
A
what
lot of people in
$42
this
can do in
country-
Nigeria
Forget what
is
it can
like
do
what.
in like Nigeria. What can you know what it can do here?
Yeah.
You can get a Metro card with that money.
for almost a month.
Monthly.
A lot of people in this country don't make as much as $20 to $25 an hour.
Hour.
Yes.
That's true.
This girl is going to make $42 just for sitting at the table and pretending to be
That's
your
like
girlfriend.
nurse
All right,
money
so
when
let's
you come
move on
out
to
of college.
what
But the thing is that's funny is I started looking up, before we go back to this one, I started looking up the pretend girlfriend experience. You know what's growing around the country?
It is.
it's been there. It's
In
not-
No,
Nigeria,
it's
Export.
growing. Oh, here.
It's
People
growing.
are actually around the world, really, because I saw some Asian articles, but but people, I guess, are being, I understand it's always been there, but like now it just seems out. Like people are hiring people to Instagram them photos, like this is my bae, and they'll send like an Instagram photo and post it and then tag
Oh
them.
my God! I need to hire Kofi Straightball.
No,
Kofi
Ivy,
Straightball,
it's been
what's your
there.
rate?
Snapchat, people are hiring people to Snapchat
You know
them.
that,
Like it's
you know
just
that
different.
I actually saw a post on Instagram, and there was a girl that was telling another beautiful girl,
saw
"Hey,
it.
I've been using your photos to get this guy. He said I should send a photo of me holding a mic. Can you please send me a photo?" And the girl was like,
Yes,
"Okay."
I got you.
The girl took the
You're
photo and
lying.
sent it to her.
She was like, get your money,
I saw
girl.
that
Get
last
your
year.
money, girl.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
the whole thing about the escort, let me tell you something. It's been there. People
No,
have
but
been
that's
doing
not
it.
escorting. I'm
escorting.
talking about
It is
pretend-
escort.
No.
What she's doing?
No.
What do you guys think what an escort is?
Escort is you're
sex.
getting sex.
No, escort doesn't mean sex, guys. When you are escorting a friend to somewhere, you're just like
No,
taking
that
the
one is
escort is you don't have to have sex with them. Do you guys know that?
No, but-
if you
but a
have
lot
sex
of
with them,
people-
that's prostitution. Escort, you don't have to have.
wait.
No. A lot of businessmen when they go to like business events, they
events.
like a beautiful girl next
Yeah,
to
they're
them.
gonna have sex with them afterwards.
Not really.
Not
You
all,
don't have
not
to
all.
have sex with an
Not all.
escort.
Are you serious?
No.
Yes, you don't have to have sex
I
with an
always
escort.
thought that
And a
an
lot of
escort
girls,
has sex.
no. Those are prostitutes. You go in and you do you handle your business. And a lot of girls escorts without knowing, involuntary escorting. They do it without knowing. Let me give you an example.
Example,
Let me give you an example. You know, your boys call you, oh, I'm getting the VIP, come along.
Yeah.
When you go in and joining them in the VIP, you are escorting because guess what? It looks nice in picture when a whole bunch of girls are, having fun and bad bitches are all around them. They're paying you, not in cash, but
In
with
bottles.
With
bottles.
Moet.
Yes.
And free
And
Snapchat.
free Snapchat.
of the
They do it all the
bottles.
time. So with escorts, you don't
That's
have to have sex with them. They just want to look nice
You have a
in
point
the
there.
picture. So yeah. So
So back
girls,
to this girl.
you might be escorting without knowing, yo. That's what I got.
Let's go back to this
That's what I
beautiful
always
girl.
say. People are so quick to condemn others for stuff, but you
You're
never
doing the
know
same thing.
for
All right,
free.
so how
For
much
her.
is she
Let's
charging
go back to this beautiful
So-
girl.
with kissing?
She said kissing is 2 seconds, no tongue. So what kind of
Kissing is actually $100 per hour. That's 35K.
right?
That's a lot of money.
Wow.
$100 for
is
1
this girl-
hour.
So what's PD? What does she mean by PDA? No
I
kissing.
think
That
she just
means
means
touching.
just touching and holding hands.
Yeah.
This is
you know,
Nigeria, remember? We can't
touching.
be.
Like, I
Okay.
mean, she's pretending to be your girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you are going for a very tough business meeting. You want to seal a deal.
Oh, you go to a wedding.
And you want to look decent. Or
a
you are going
wedding.
for a wedding. Wedding, no be
No,
1
weddings,
hour.
you should go.
1 hour is too short. She's
Yeah,
going to leave you in an hour.
She charges by an hour.
So
So
if you
the wedding
spend,
is 10
if you spend 4 or 5 hours, your
She's
problem.
charging, yes.
Yeah.
No problem.
So is this girl having sex with these people or
She
no?
said no. People have asked.
People were tweeting now.
people
Somebody
were
was
tweeting.
like, then how much for sex?
She said sex.
You
is
know,
not
you know
in
what I
the
really like the
agenda.
girl?
I like it.
She was so polite. Everybody
She
that was
was
trying
really
to get
polite.
at her, she would just be like,
Sir.
sorry, sex is not in the agenda.
Yes.
Some will write nonsense, whatever I should say, no sir.
But it's
Very
so funny.
simple,
I love it.
no time.
It's so
I love
funny
it.
when you read the conversation. You
It's
hear
hilarious.
one guy says, "Drop your price, especially since you don't do sex. 8K an hour is good start, considering an event would be 3 hours minimum." She said, "No, sir.
No,
These are the
sir.
fixed
These are
price."
the fixed price. That's
I
she's so
love it. I
polite.
wouldn't advise my friends or my sisters to do it, but for me, I love this. This is business. You
Yes.
have to be a cold-hearted
Yeah.
B to be able to do this because you can't be
On
falling
social
in love with
media.
your clients. You have to have like
And there's
you know, a
something you
business
guys,
mind.
there's something else you guys have not observed about the girl. Though.
What?
And the region of Nigeria that like money so much. She's Igbo.
She's Igbo.
How do you
What's
know
that
she's
doing
Igbo?
then?
Her name?
Her name is Adobe.
Adobe. Okay.
There's a
She's
song
Igbo.
called Adobe.
I'm gonna be very honest
is
with you.
Adobe?
When I look at
What's the
this
song?
picture,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know her, but she looks like she's in college. She looks under 24. You know, again, as Charlie's saying, it's not something you'd want your sister or your friend to do, but sometimes you never know what the situation is at home.
She's grown.
And to me, this is way better than prostitution. This is way better than stripping. You know, like standing in a nightclub naked,
It's in the same umbrella,
showing
if you ask
everything.
me.
You think so?
It's under the same umbrella, honey.
How is it?
No.
the
It's,
same
it's,
umbrella?
it's under the same umbrella, but it's like levels to this
Okay,
shit.
that's
honey.
true. It's levels.
There's levels to this
She
shit.
starts off
But,
with this.
listen.
2 weeks from now, she's
Wait,
in the club.
you know what's making me laugh? She's trying to build polite now. If one Alhaji from Abuja reaches out to her because she's beautiful and says, I'm giving you 5 million naira and I want to sleep with you.
If she
Of
wanted
course
that, she would have
might
brought
say
it. That's
yes.
not what she wants.
Of
If she
course.
wanted
will
that,
write it here.
But listen, T Money, either way, that hot girl you met at my party last week and you took her number and you took her out on a date and you took her to the movies for American movies cost $200.
yeah,
And you took her to dinner.
What
and you took
happens
her-
in your party?
And you took her to dinner for another $200 in the hopes of smashing for the night and you didn't even smash. My brother, you spent $400.
How did you know this?
And you just
Do you
hold
have a
on.
ring
It's
down
still
my body?
prostitution. It's
How
still,
did
you know,
know?
this is what I say. Is people are so. It's still prostitution either way you look at it. When a guy comes to, sometimes guys rent a car to even take a girl out on a date. Bro, you just spent
How is
200.
she prostituting? I'm
She's
so
not
confused.
prostituting.
She's not prostituting. That's a date.
That's a date.
I'm
She's
saying-
an ex. You know,
but
she just
listen.
championed a new business. Like
I'm
a lot
just-
of people
I'm
are
just-
getting key into this thing.
How
No,
you
I'm talking
guys
about
just gonna
Nigeria.
shut down what I'm saying?
Because what you
What
say
you're saying is
doesn't go with
trash.
water.
It doesn't hold water. It doesn't
Let
hold
it stay
No,
there.
we're not talking about the party. What I'm saying is that
Why are
he
you coming
said
at me?
he said that the girl will have sex with the Alaji for 8 million naira or whatever, so it's prostitution.
Maybe.
And what I'm saying
I'm
is
not
that
her, I
either
don't
way,
know.
when guys meet a girl and you drop $1,000 just to in the hopes of sleeping with her, you still just spend money to sleep with her. It's the same thing.
Yo, you spend money
No,
with her
one
company.
is paying and one is receiving the money.
Right.
So who are we actually calling a prostitute? The
man.
person receiving the money
or the man.
person?
The person
I think
paying.
they both the hoes, if you ask me. But
The whole booms.
Everybody's,
I mean, kudos
everybody's
to
a
her.
hoe, Charlie.
no,
You're a hoe.
no. I mean, listen.
He's a hoe.
Kudos to her. She's
Who's a?
All of you?
No, you. I'm not a hoe.
no. I mean, if
I was
she,
just joking, by the way.
No,
See, Money didn't
no.
even meet a girl at
I
my
know.
party. I was just making an example.
All right, it's
Before
a
I
joke.
get you in hot water with your 5 girlfriends.
You are
Oh
even
my
putting
God.
me in more hot
It's
water.
not hot water.
It's
Then
just a
mom
joke.
say, so who are the other 4? I never knew there was others. There's nobody.
Just a
Listen, this
joke.
girl is
Just a
Adobe is
joke.
grown. She knows what she's doing. Good for her.
Adobe Nasa.
Adobe, good for you. Let us know.
It's Don Jazzy that sang that song, right?
You know, email us. Let us know how business is going. Okay. All right.
We'll bring her on to interview her.
Exactly. Until then,
She's
this
special.
is ABS. You're watching MinaTV.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.